Everyone, welcome to January. No, January. Let me do that again. Everyone, welcome to July 7th. It's like the mid-year January, this first week of the second half of the year. Uh, July 7th version of Speaker Co-working. I am Ron Story, the chief bottle washer and floor sweeper at Speaker Hub. I'm joined by Angela Lewis, the head of customer success. And this is Speaker Co-working, where every day we answer different questions about how to get booked on more speaking gigs, how to um, help you to make more money as a speaker and get your products and services in front of the right people. Um, yeah, this is what we do. This will be, I'll announce this here because I don't think my team even knows it, but we'll be moving the, this will go to a live session that will be on YouTube. So it will not only be through Zoom, but people will be able to join this via YouTube live. And also, I think it's going to be moving to my personal channel because I got more followers over on my own channel than what's on the current Speaker Hub channel. So I think Speaker Hub has maybe 600 followers on what is it called? YouTube.
Me too.
And I think I got like 5,000 on mine. So we'll just move over to that one. I think that's a better move for us. But yeah, overall, going to be some small changes. A lot of the more in-depth trainings will be inside of the new groups. Once the new Speaker Hub community launches this week, the groups are will be inside of groups, so everyone will be based on your speaker scorecard. You'll be able to elect a group that you want to be a part of based on your experience as a speaker and as an entrepreneur. We won't just put you in a group based on your speaking experience. Your entrepreneurial experience matters also because speaking, you're in the speaking business. You're not just a speaker. I would be in the lowest group if people just judge me based on my speaking ability, but I would probably be in one of the advanced groups based on my business ability. So we're going to take those two things into consideration because the goal of this whole thing is to make money. It's not just to be an eloquent voice. It's to be an eloquent voice that gets you paid in digital currency of some type, whether it's US dollar or Bitcoin or whatever you want to get paid in. So any wins to start off with? Anybody had any wins over the weekend? Um, let's see. Nope. Okay. Everybody took the weekend off, which is good. Perfect. No. But I'll go ahead, Valencia.
Okay, I want to say something. That I did have a win. I call this a win. So I don't know if Frida's on here or not, but she had reached out to me and we had a Zoom together. And it ended up being such a blessing, right? Because I'm in Rwanda, Africa, and she grew up in Kenya. And so she was able to give me a lot of insights that I otherwise would not have had in building my business, my coaching business, talking to universities and things like that. So that was a big win for me. And I just thank her for just reaching out to me. And it was such a blessing. And you know what? It's all because of Speaker Hub. Because if it had not been for Speaker Hub, we would not have met. So I wanted to.
No, I appreciate that. I think that means a lot, and I think we'll see more of that. Again, Speaker Up has over 65,000 users now, right? And when we announced this new thing that we're doing, we will probably be over 100,000 users by the end of the month, based on the progress that we're making in a particular direction, which is a huge jump. Which means in the first 15 months we doubled the size of the company, right? And that's a concerted effort of asset allocation and pushing things in the right direction, but also providing a great product. So, with that being the case, I think that our communities will be probably our most important asset. Right now, we have we have the number one largest speaker community on LinkedIn with about 58,000 people in it. And then we have another one that's in the top five with about 7,000 people in it. So if everything goes to plan the way that I want it to go, we will, you know, own several other communities. But I think the community part of it is the missing ingredient where you have all of these people, but they never talk to each other, or they're not able to talk to each other. So imagine if Camille had a speaking opportunity, but she wasn't able to attend it. But she knew Angela would be a great speaker for that event. Right now, that event goes lost, right? And the person has to go search for someone else. But once we build this community thing, Camille can easily reach out to Angela, say, "Hey, Ange, I think this may be a great opportunity for you based on what I know about you and this speaking gig. I can't go, or it's below my price, or, you know, whatever." We don't have that right now, right? And I think the future, especially with AI, belongs to communities. And the stronger communities where you got real people, they got real families talking about putting barbecue in the oven over the weekend, that humanizes who we are. And it's really what speaking is about. How many of y'all love to be lectured? Right? Nobody loves to be lectured, right? And that's the difference. Willie is a glutton for punishment, right? He's like, I love the military. They just lecture us, right? But nobody wants to be lectured. And the difference between a speaker and a college professor is the human element. The college professor just gives you a bunch of facts and prepares you to regurgitate or to implement those facts, where the speaker encourages you to be better, to improve, to implement the human side of things, to share a perspective with you versus just data. And AI can't do that very well, right? Again, I always use the example if AI ever says, I was talking to my daughter the other day, I'm just going to unplug the damn thing. Why? Because I know he's lying, right? And if he's willing to lie just to get his point across, then I don't want that type of intelligence influencing me or influencing our customers. So that's where we as humans get to shine the most, where we can come in and we can share our real experiences with each other and show empathy, just, so I think as this community thing goes forward, it will become one of the strongest parts of Speaker Hub because opportunities that may show up for Jadika, it's a reward to the event planner if Jadika can suggest someone, and that strengthens that relationship between Jadika and the event planner because it's not just a no. It's a, oh, but I have someone that I think could be great for you. In exchange for me, you can use this person. Let me know if something else comes up. If you think about it, that's how a lot of the things from the Computer Science Institute has been. A lot of people here have gotten those relationships or those opportunities because of Angela's relationship with one person there. I didn't know anything about them. Angela followed up, built a relationship. I think 6 or 7 people have presented for them up to this point. So those relationships will be a big deal. Bonnie, I saw you toss your hand up, and then we'll go to Kevin. All right. Kevin, you want to go ahead? You got to unmute.
Yes. Okay. I just wanted to my win is one that Angela is in response to what Angela sent out, the Computer Systems Institute. She sent that out saying they were looking for speakers. I threw her my connect, and I received my notification this morning that she wants me for a panel as well as a discussion about growth in your workplace.
Oh, that's a big deal. No, that's huge. High five, man. Way to
So
go.
thank you, Angela and Computer Hub. And this
Computer
not
Hub.
Computer Hub.
You done
I
changed that. Computer.
not Computer Love. No. But I am impressed that you know that song because you're younger than me. but but yes, so thank you for that. That was just right before I logged on. I said, wow, she responded quick because I just sent it out. I had scheduled it to be sent out first thing in the morning, and or maybe it was last week. But in any case, it's a win. Thank you.
Hey, you think I didn't know Zap and Roger computer love, man? I'm like I'm closer to 60 than I am to 30, so yeah, you
Okay.
used to do that. Yeah, daddy used to do that at school.
No.
Y'all don't know nothing about that. That's how you
Well,
used to make the beat. You're like, oh man, that's good. Yeah, it was, but all right, let me stop. Let me stop aging myself. Bonnie, what up? I see you finally got unmuted. Bonnie had barbecue sauce on her fingers. So she couldn't get the
Thank you. I'm using my phone for the first time and I have horses in my hands and everything else. Um, I want on the same vein. Way to go, Kevin. Um, Thank you, Angela. The lovely person, Dr. Patrice, emailed me from Computer Institute, and I can't go back and look at it right now. My hands are full, but we are in conversation about a specific date and time for me to talk with them about managing anxiety, stepping into different aspects of the workplace. So I'm jazzed. Thank you, guys. Boop, boop.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Any other wins? All right, cool. So last week Diana was on and she had a question that was more customer support. So we addressed that first, but she never got a chance to introduce herself and to tell you guys what she does. I met Diana maybe 2 years ago through a referral from a client of ours. And yeah, I would love for her to tell you what she does and how she performs her magic. She sent my kids some incredible books. Um, that she had written for my daughter and for my son. But I'll let her tell you what she does and how she does it. She has a unique way of sharing her speaking talent and her gifts.
Well, thank you so much. I did meet him 2 years ago, and he is a life changer. So thank you so much, Ron, for that. I really appreciate it. I serve the world in three ways, you guys. I help women to transform their relationships without their man even knowing that he's working on it. I help businesses with their climate and culture and leadership. And I help children with their life skills and their social skills. So I serve children and business and women. Um, and I do this with three major tools with writing and singing music, with speaking, and with courses and coaching. Um, and I influence all of that stuff with my music. So my children's books have music, and my coaching has music and singing, and even my keynotes. I'll stop in the middle of the keynote and sing a song. So those are the three ways that I impact the world, and I'm just happy to be back. I've been out of the game for about a year. I've been very sick, but I'm coming back stronger than ever. I just cleared $1 million in sales in my business in 6 months. And I'm ready to get on the stages and tell people how to do that from the comfort of their home, even if they're sick, with about an hour or two a day. So
Cool.
let's get
What
it.
what what product are you selling, Diana? Because I think last time we spoke about a year ago, you were just doing speaking. You were transitioning from being a teacher
Mhm.
into doing speaking full time. So we always here at Speaker Up, we teach you got to be speaking to sell. So if you got a business that you've solved the riddle for, we want to know what it is, and maybe we can support it in some way. But yeah, you want to tell us what business you're in?
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. So, I have a coaching program and a course, an online course to teach women how to scale from zero to $1 million in sales in 6 months. It's called TikTok Shop Unlocked. And so I'm teaching people how to make money on TikTok. I know a lot of people are talking about all the money that they're making on TikTok, and there are a lot of scams. And then it's like, well, how do we even figure out this platform? But I'm teaching people how to make money on TikTok. I've made, again, over $1 million in sales on TikTok in 6 months. So courses and coaching on that.
Cool. You want to show us your TikTok? I'm curious to see what this is.
You want me to show you the TikTok or the course? My actual TikTok page?
You could, we show our work. So
Look,
one of the
which
things that,
one?
oh, whatever you want. I'll give
Ah,
you, I mean, you got 10 minutes.
let me see.
Here's what we normally do. And everybody here knows that you know, this is show and tell, right? We don't just do the telling because most people, if you ain't willing to show it, we don't really believe you. So, it's like,
Oh, that's right.
we show our work. I mean, everybody knows that. I lead by example doing it. Yeah, I don't want to, you don't have to put your personal stuff up, but just what's the business? Show us the business, right? And
Let
we
me
don't
see.
need to see any Stripe or anything like that. Just your TikTok or your
Right,
website.
right.
Yeah,
Let
I'm
me
just
tell
letting
you.
you know. I want to make sure you don't get too in detail, but just
Right.
so people can see.
So on TikTok, Diana Nicole shares.
Because that's a huge accomplishment. I mean, $1 million is a lot of money for anybody, and to do it in 6 months, that is incredible.
Yeah. So this is my store page. This is where I think I've hit 1 million on this page in sales by itself. So if you all go to TikTok and just go to Diana Nicole Shares, that's the page that I'm doing most of my sales on.
But
And
how did they buy it directly through TikTok Shop, or how do they buy it? Like, what's the
so my business is to teach people how to do this.
Mhm.
Um, TikTok Shop. So there's a program. It's called the TikTok Shop Affiliate Program. It's where you talk about other people's products. You make a 30 to 60-second video on someone else's product, and you just link the product to your video. And every time somebody clicks that link and they buy it, you get a commission. So when I say I
Okay?
make $1 million in sales, it's for other people's other people's products. I don't have to have the product, do the customer service, any of that. I just make a
Oh, that's
video.
huge. No, that's huge. That's a big deal. No, that's
It's
perfect. Now we
crazy.
know the mechanism. That's a big deal. Go ahead.
It's crazy. So this is my actual store where I make 30 to 60-second videos for other people and sell their products. Again, not having to do any inventory or any of that. I'm just the video person. But then I have another page, Diana Nicole 40 plus. And this is where I sell my course that teaches people how to do what I'm doing.
Yep.
Um, and so this is where I just kind of I sell basically it's what would be classified as a digital product. They can get
Mhm.
in my world, they can come to a free Q&A, they can buy the course, and they can get coaching from me.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah.
High five.
Thank you.
That's
It's
that
crazy.
is
Look, don't let me get
incredible.
sick.
Nah,
And come back.
huh? I didn't hear what you said.
I said, don't let me get sick and come back. I got sick, tried to get knocked down.
Oh,
Oh, you want to try to knock me down? I got you.
hey, we tell people all the time, today is the worst I'm ever going to be, right? And that's how we have to think about it. But that's a huge thing. Now, why is this super duper important? Because a lot of times when we think about using our voice and our talents, we only think about using it on the stage, on the live stage in front of 200 people. Where I'm a firm believer that you got to sometimes go where the traffic is,
Mm.
right? If I set up, would I be better off setting up a fruit stand in the middle of the desert or at the farmer's market? Probably at the farmer's market where the traffic is. So if TikTok has traffic and you have a personality and a voice that could attract that traffic, you should be using it as a way. And if that means giving reviews, they call it UGC, user generated content. So if you're using UGC as a way to be a promotional partner for another company or your own products, use your voice. Don't just sit back at home silent. And I think that that's a huge way to be an influencer, to be a creator. It's we can't just limit ourselves to, oh, I just want to do a corporate gig. Well, you know what Dana is doing? She's doing corporate gigs. They're just via video. I mean, seriously, she's representing the companies, putting their links in there, making sales and winning, right? So, look, y'all know how I feel about anything that makes money. I had no idea she would talk about that, but high freaking five. Um, yeah, that's a huge, huge win. So is most of it, so it's from the affiliate side. So is it $1 million in total revenue or $1 million in affiliate commissions? Because I know somebody else gonna ask that.
In total revenue, it's a million. Well, yeah, 1 million in total revenue, and then you make whatever your commission is based on the product that you promote.
Yeah,
Um,
but that's bananas, right?
yeah,
Like,
crazy.
Pitcher DB, we have an affiliate program where we pay 30% to for that. So you know, if she was just doing that with PitchDB, that would be $300,000. I don't think nobody's complaining about that. Even if it's only 10%, that's $100,000. Even if it's only 5%, that replaces the average American's job. So hate on your mama. Don't hate on Diana for what she's doing, because what she's doing is working. Most speakers, let me put this in perspective. And high five, because I want to talk about this. We're going to go into this a little bit more, because if you're a speaker and you're out there and you're watching this, you're wondering, man, don't nobody want to hire me for whatever. Create your own stage. AJ and I had a huge conversation about this over the weekend. You gotta be willing to build a stage of some sort. I think Score app is down. I think it may be down. Carlos is having an issue. Okay, no, I'm in now. Let's look at this data that we have, right? So let me come in here and let's go here. The average speaker, right? In my last speaking gig, this is from about 1,000 people. I think 900 people have answered this. In my last speaking gig, I got paid up front. 56% of people said $0 to $250, right? How many of y'all ever made a reel? Y'all made a reel, like an Instagram reel or something like that, right? Right? You make them, did you ever get paid for them? Most of us have not gotten paid for doing an Instagram reel. Well, guess what? With what Diana's talking about, she can make a reel. Some of them pay them, some of them don't. But at least the opportunity is there for her to get paid from that opportunity, from that reel. So this is what most speakers, that's 56% plus five, what's that? 62% plus this. We had 74% of speakers make less than $1,000 per speaking gig. Yeah, despite what they say on Instagram, from just showing up and speaking, they're not making that much, right? If we look at their overall business, including speaking and selling other products, they're doing under 62% are doing under $10,000 a year. 72% are under $50,000. 81% are under $100,000. All of this data is public. If you go to speakerhub.com/data, we give you all of this data. So that's out there, right? You go to our homepage, speakerhub.com. Let's see if I can pull it up. Speaker Hub. And once you get on the homepage, if you just put /data, we will bring up all of our data. We make it public because we want you to see, because you can't make a business decision off of bad data, right? Imagine if your expectations are, I'm going to go from here to here in 6 months, and you're not in the right vehicle to get you there, you're going to be frustrated forever, right? So Deanna just introduced a new vehicle, right? Figured out how to, be a promotional voice for other companies, or even for, she's doing both. She says, look, I'm gonna promote their stuff and mine. High freaking five. Like, I don't think you understand the amount of respect I have for the ability to, because let me say this. Diana tried it the other way. When I first met her, she was trying to get the schools to book her and to do this other thing and to try all these other things. And she bought other courses and other leads and all these other things, right? But she didn't have this data to know that, hey, I don't think everybody getting paid $8,000 every time they want to speak, right? But she was able to say, you know what, I got to figure it out regardless. I got to find my path. But I think that this is super duper important, because if 62 plus 10 plus 9, which is 81% of speakers are doing less than 6 figures overall in revenue. This is not included. We got to still subtract their ads, subtract their Speaker Hub subscription, subtract their accounting software subscription, subtract the travel. They're doing less than $100,000. 81% of the industry. something has to change. Someone has to teach them how to be better business people, right? While we're on this topic, any thoughts or questions? I mean, you know, for me, Diana, anybody on the call, I really want to open this up because I think I wasn't planning on talking on this topic, but I think it's one of those things where we can see alternative ways to promote your products and services. As we talk about, put your product on your speaker page, go on podcasts, do these other things. But I don't have any experience down this path. I've never made user generated content, so I ain't never taught it. But okay. Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. Any questions for Diana? Sorry for putting you on the spot, Diana, but
It's okay. This is what I do. Look, I have live Q&As every week because it's a million questions. So I don't mind at all. Thank you for the opportunity. I do have a question for you though after we get done doing this.
Oh yeah, you can ask that too.
So I have a thought. And this is for Diana and just that whole industry. I'm glad that you brought that up because I think a lot of us don't think about reaching out to people like you to partner with when our products are going and we have a high ticket product and that we can both make money off of. So I appreciate you putting that out there.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the thing is user generated content has been a avenue for a lot of folks, but TikTok has made it so much easier with the TikTok shop thing, where Instagram doesn't allow it, and Facebook wants you to stay in their ecosystem, and YouTube will let you sell a T-shirt or like a $3 subscription to an upgraded YouTube subscription, but there's this innovative e-commerce thing. TikTok and another company called WAP. WAP they're kind of competing with Stripe as a payment processor that's making it easier to sell, right? And I see Diana's using Stand Store also, which is a constant conversation inside of our company. I love what Jay Hoovie's doing over there at Stand Store, and how he's making it easier for speakers to sell products, services, and we're taking cues from them over at Speaker Hub. So, Valencia, what's your other question?
No, so I'm on TikTok every day. I just found her channel. I couldn't find it at first, but now I just found it. Thank you. But I'm on TikTok every day going live, and I can see that my audience is growing and everything. So I'm very, very excited about it. And I have had a couple people go and subscribe to my community there. So I really just am intrigued. So glad that you are on here, Diana. And if you have any words of wisdom for me, that would be great. I just found your channel, so I'm going to check that out even more. Thank you.
With two things. Number one, if you're in here, that means you're a speaker and you have a personal brand. My first thing would be to divide the two. So there's TikTok Shop where you're like promoting other people's products and you have to do so much volume on videos. Like I do about 10 videos a day just for that. So I separate that from my personal brand page. I view that as my Walmart. Like I own a Walmart over there and that Walmart prints my money. And then over here I have my personal brand because if a company wants to hire me for a speaking engagement or they want to hire me to come sing, I don't want them going to see, buy this book, buy this book, buy this book, buy this, like, so I hear that you're excited because you're already on the platform. I hear that you are already going live and have a community. My number one piece of advice would be don't make that your store. Go get Walmart, get you another TikTok page where you're just going to sell the crap out of somebody else's stuff. Treat that as your Walmart and treat your personal brand page as your personal brand. Now, does that mean on your personal brand page you'll never sell anything? Of course not. I sell my course on mine, but you're not going to see volume 10 videos on my influencer page. That'll be my first piece of advice. And my second piece of advice is get a clear understanding about the difference between TikTok Shop, TikTok Creator Program, and TikTok Shop Affiliate, because those are all three different things. And I even have people inside of my course that have signed up to be a TikTok shop affiliate and still want to open a TikTok shop. I'm like, baby, you're not following the directions. So, and you can ask chat, like, chat, what's the difference between these three things? Because what I do when I tell people, oh,
What's chat?
what'd you say? Oh, chat
What's
GPT.
okay? All
Ask
right. Just
chat
want to make sure that we know
I'm sorry,
what
I
you're
do need to
referring to.
say, sorry, more clear. Ask ChatGPT what the difference is. Because what I do, when I say, hey, I work 1 hour a day, I make 10 videos, and I've cleared a couple 100K or a million. I'm talking about a TikTok shop affiliate program. You can't work 1 hour a day on any other program, whether it's TikTok shop or TikTok creator program, and work for an hour and make that much money. So be clear. My second thing is be clear about which program you're asking about or trying to get into. I hope that helps.
No, I think that's really
That
good
was
advice.
huge.
Yeah, and
I
I
got
think that carries over into whatever you're doing. One of the things that we worked on last week was who's your ideal customer, and how do you plan on getting in front of them? And if you don't know who you're making content for,
Mm.
imagine I'm promoting a children's book, but every two letters, every two words, I'm cursing. Well, I ain't gonna sell many children's books, right? And if I'm cursing in the TikToks, they probably not gonna promote it because they probably have some guidelines around vulgar language or how you present yourself, so forth and so on. So understanding that you got to know the rules of the game that you're playing, and the rules don't care about how you feel about them. I think that that's the biggest lesson that I've learned in life is that the rules are the rules. They don't care about your feelings. And you can say, well, I don't like that it's like that. So what? Somebody else is already winning following those rules. So follow the rules, right? And or follow the instructions. If you purchase a course or a training, whether it's through our site, through Speaker Hub, or you buy something from Diana, or you buy Camille's executive course or Kevin's map course down the road. Imagine you being the instructor and your students not following the directions that you give them, right? That bit of empathy when you're doing other people's programs, especially if you're going to be doing reviews of them, is important for you to say, yo, I got to be just as coachable as I want my students to be, right? So any other questions before we're 35 minutes in before we keep going? But I wanted to just kind of open it up to, oh, I see Janika has her hand up. Your plant hid the hand. I even noticed the hand over there in the corner. It blended in. I'm like, oh, I thought that's a hand. Okay.
Okay. My question is for Diana in reference to TikTok. For us old timers who don't know anything about TikTok, or we've been told that we should be moving toward TikTok, where would you suggest to start, starting, to get started to understand? Because I know TikTok is a little different from, all of us who've migrated to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. So where would somebody start? Where would you suggest you get started if you were interested in moving toward TikTok?
That's a really, really good question. And you're probably not going to like my answer because it'll sound silly, but you need to get a coach and get a course.
Okay.
When I first started, I was trying to figure it out and I was spinning my wheels. I made $39 my first month. And I'm like,
Mhm.
these people are really making the money that they're saying they're making. I'm doing it wrong and I need somebody that's doing it right to show me. Um, you need a course that's going to take you step by step through it, and you need a coach
Mhm.
that's doing what you want to do so you can get there. And you need a trustworthy one because there are a lot of people out here. I bought 5 courses, and I had a coach, and the people, just because they have a course or they are a coach doesn't mean that they know how to teach or translate the information to you. So the short-winded way is to get a course and a coach, but even shorter is don't let your age make you think that TikTok. I have grandparents in my coaching. Diana, where's the button for the? I'm like, up in the right corner. It's got a little circle. It's red. Like, don't discredit yourself. just because you're of a certain age bracket and TikTok is a new platform. It's just the same as a Facebook. It's just another platform to learn. But you can do it. Get a course and a coach.
My other question is in terms of how about young people who are involved in TikTok, passing that on as I'm big on that in terms of empowering young people to do that social media work. What's your suggestions for that?
I'm not quite sure you're asking me. Are you asking me, do I think that the younger should mentor the older? Is that what you're asking me?
No, in terms of working, I believe in hiring young people, like, their jobs I just don't want to do.
Oh,
And
okay.
since this is their arena in terms of getting young people after I understand what it is I want to do on TikTok, having young people take that on as a part of my team in terms of being the social media manager for TikTok.
I hear you. So it kind of just depends on what area you're looking to work in. So as far as like the TikTok Shop affiliate program, there are different jobs that you could outsource to a youth. So like getting your brand deals for the products, or talking to the people back and forth about your free samples, because most of this stuff you're just trying to get as free samples, having them do that. Or if you're not talking about being in the TikTok Shop affiliate program, you're just talking about being on TikTok as an influencer or as a specialist, I'm gonna be honest with you. You can outsource anything that is not your face and you talking. Like me, I make my TikTok videos, but I'm on every single platform. I'm on Facebook and I'm making money with the Facebook Reels, and I'm on YouTube. I'm not posting all those videos. That stuff is outsourced. I'm making one video, and my person is younger than me, or my assistant, they're doing everything else. I don't got time for that. Or if I do have time for that, I want to spend my time with my family because life is short. So I would say it depends on what your focus is with TikTok. Are you just trying to grow your audience? Are you trying to get more leads? Are you trying to do your store? Whatever your focus is, you can outsource almost everything except for your face and your voice. Yeah, I hope that makes sense.
Any other questions?
You can actually outsource your face and your voice too with with technology. Like I have podcasts and videos that look like me and kind of sound like me, but it's not me.
That's the AI stuff. Yeah, you need to do a Q&A for me so I can come over there.
I got you. I'm all about working smarter, not harder, because I work hard.
Yes. Yes.
No, this is cool, guys. So any other questions for Diana and about user generated content and using social media as a way to get your voice out to more people? I'm sure you can get thousands of people in your audience, especially now that we're going to be allowing you all to sell your products and services on your Speaker Hub page. So, you got to have a way to market those things. So one of the things that I had on my agenda to talk about is last week we went through who's your target audience, right? And how do you find them? Now, why is that important? Because in the past, when Speaker Hub was first started 10 years ago, there weren't a lot of places for people to find speakers. So when there was only 500 speakers on Speaker Hub, but we had 5,000 event planners looking for speakers and we were ranking really high, people could put their profile on Speaker Hub and they would get gigs all the time because it was such a small audience, but a lot of demand. And Speaker Hub was the first directory for speakers. Does that make sense? Now that we have 65,000 speakers in Speaker Hub and there's 1.5 million speakers worldwide, because every day there's another 10,000 speakers joining LinkedIn or doing their first speaking gig, the number of speakers outweighs the number of speaking gigs, which is why podcast guesting and all these other things have come up as opportunities. But what happened, because people were used to, well, I put my profile in Speaker Hub, I did no work and I got gigs, they thought that that's how speaking business worked. But Diana can tell you, she sent a bunch of emails. She hired me to send emails. She bought leads from me. She bought leads from other people. And it's an outbound game. It's a lot of emailing, right? And y'all who are here who pitch, y'all know that it's a lot of emailing. The mistake that the original Speaker Hub made was that it gave the impression that I'm in Speaker Hub, I should be getting gigs, even though I'm not doing anything. Well, one thing that we don't want to do going forward is to give you all the impression that because you put a course on your Speaker Hub page, you're going to be able to retire. It ain't going to happen. You still got to go out and promote your daggone product. That ain't our job. I don't have a problem with promoting your product. I want 90% of the revenue, though, right? I'm just telling you, like, if I'm a promoter, I'm going to do the hard part. I'm going to take most of the money, right? But I think that it's important that we start talking about how do we generate traffic and interest into our products and services. Because if you don't know how to identify who your target audience is, you probably won't be able to sell them. Let me give you a great example. Let's say Camille works with executives in companies. When she's talking to an executive at a construction company, that's a different conversation than talking to an executive at a hedge fund. Are they both vice presidents? Yeah. Two different conversations, two different contexts, two different sets of examples. If she tries to approach the both of them the same way, with the same stories and the same analogies, she's going to lose. Who do you think is in front of their email most of the time? The person that works in corporate or the person that's out on the job site? You see what I mean? So she may have to call this person or stop by there. Over here, this person you ain't gonna get past security to get up to their office. And you're gonna talk to their assistant. So you got to email their assistant in a nice way to get them to pass it on. There's different ways. So if you don't know your audience, how can you sell anything? If you don't know who you're going to be speaking to, how can you present yourself in a way that they want to buy from you? Does that make sense? So last week, one of the things that we went through, and we'll do this some more, we'll just have to keep it down to like 3 minutes because people are going into 8-minute explanations. I'm like, no, just tell me who your audience is. Well, I've been thinking for 8 years that I should be doing this. And, I was talking to my grandson. I'm like, hey, just tell me who you're trying to sell this damn course to. I don't need all of that stuff. Like we got 18 other people that want to do this, and we done spent 19 minutes on your explanation, right? But what I found is that a lot of times people will go into those large stories to try to hide that they don't know, right? They give you all the disclaimers because they don't know, and they don't want to sound stupid or sound unprepared, so they fill in the blanks with a lot of filler stuff instead of saying, no, I sell to women who do this, who do that, who have kids that live in foreign countries outside of the US. Okay, now I know how to find those people on LinkedIn, right? So Jadika and I had a conversation this weekend, and she says, hey, I just set up this meeting because I wanted to walk through that targeted thing you did on the call because I didn't get my chance. Yeah, cool. She asked 5 other questions that she had questions about. And at the end, she said, well, my last thing, I didn't get my chance the other day. In 2 minutes, we solved her problem because she was very clear on who she wanted to go after. She just needed a little bit of direction on how to clarify it. That's really what I found to be the biggest thing that holds most entrepreneurs back is that they feel that they're going to miss out by targeting one customer. Oh, no, I help all women. Really? There's no way you help all women. The women that you help the most are like you. The men that you help the most are like you. You are your primary audience 99% of the time. Because in a personal brand, we're usually solving a problem that we had ourselves. Diana is teaching the problem she solved for herself. Does that make sense? That TikTok thing was something she discovered and she solved the problem. So now she's teaching people how to replicate what she did. I teach people how to sell from the stage because that's what I do. I'm not Odell or Stan or Vernice or these other folks who get paid to show up and speak. I don't know nothing about that. But if you want to talk about how do you get a free gig and make money out of the crowd, come here. Hold my beer. I got you. I can do that. But does that make sense? So here's my suggestion since we can't get through everybody. Who are you? How many of y'all don't know who y'all are? You don't know your own buyer type, your own buyer personality. You're who you gonna sell first. I promise you, if you can't sell yourself, you ain't selling nobody. And I can tell some people haven't sold themselves yet because that self-doubt is there. They don't know why they're doing what they're doing. They don't know why they're teaching what they're teaching. So I'm going to share something with you really quickly that I think is pretty interesting. Let me see did I close it? Tag it. I think I closed it. Hold on. Let me close out some of these windows that I don't want on my screen. I want y'all to see because y'all be nosy. I'm going to come over here and FB ads library. So let's look at this here. Can you all see my screen here? All right. So one of the cool things that I love to do is to come into here and see what ads people are running. Right. So let's use a company like ClickFunnels. They're right there. Now, let's scroll down. What do you notice about the top of this thing? If your offer is solid, you see that over and over, right? You see the same words on each one of these. It's the same words. It's the words are the same, but what's different? The content. You see that? So some people just want to see the features. But then if you go down, you know what ClickFunnels start doing? They start putting people. You want to see the black dude? You want the cowboy dude to sell you the same thing? You want the white lady to sell you the same thing? You want the black dude with the dreads to sell you the same thing? Right? They're going to figure out who you want Myron Golden to sell it to you? They're going to find out who you're going to buy from. You want Pace Morby to sell it? You want the lady in Greece? Look like Valencia down here at the bottom. You want whoever it is to sell. This is understanding your audience and that everybody ain't gonna buy from you. Does that make sense? Unless you can diversify the product or how you present it. So what you'll watch us do over the next few weeks, I'm still gonna be here. This is still my company. But you're gonna see some different color faces. You're gonna see some people with better hair than mine, some people without glasses, some people with fitter bodies, with accents and everything. You're gonna start seeing a diversification of how we present Speaker Hub. Why? Because everybody don't want to hear me. Everybody don't like me. Everybody don't have the same cultural biases. They may not like my jokes. They may not understand, when I talked to Willie, when Willie said, I put it in the oven and I made the joke about his barbecue. Somebody else would have been offended by me saying they had barbecue on their fingers. That's why they couldn't unmute. But Bonnie ain't offended by that. Do you see what I mean? So we got to be able to find our audience and then talk to them in a way that they want to be talked to. But the first person you got to sell is the person that's like you. It's the person that they're like you in 90% of the ways. Here's why I said, write down who you are. Stephen Covey has one of my favorite quotes of all time, which is, that which is most personal is most general. The things that you care about the most are the things that most people care about the most. Does that make sense? That which is most personal is most general. The thing is, most people ain't willing to talk about it. They hide those scratches and those scrapes, or they used to say they hide those warts. They don't want nobody to see it. But nowadays, people buy from the folks that say, hey, you know what? I tried this too and it wasn't working. But here's what I turned into. And I found out I could use my voice in a different way. I tried all the other speaker courses and things of that sort. And I realized I had to start a separate business using my ability to sing and to entertain and to engage an audience on a platform that nobody else wanted to talk about. And I had to do that because I didn't realize that they weren't making no money over there. And I got to pay these bills. I'm just being real. I have this conversation privately all the time. Right? So this is the thing. Find out who you are. Write down, I'm a Black male that lives internationally, that entrepreneur that wants to, I don't want to be doing TikTok dances. Y'all know that's my thing. Hey, look, but that's me. You see, that's me. Diana don't mind doing whatever. Don't nobody want to see me in yoga pants, stretching or whatever. I don't know what they do on TikTok. They don't want to see me doing that. You know, I mean, I ain't gonna have no influences like that. You know, people buying my speaking course because I'm on there doing this. You know, it's like YMCA. Y'all don't remember that. I ain't about to be out there like that, right? But moral of the story is understanding who you are and then sell to that person. One of my best friends, he's like a brother to me. He's been staying with us for the last week, and he's certified to teach Spanish worldwide. He's lived in 7 or 8 different countries. He's school administrator, has been principals at schools around the countries, in Honduras, Dominican Republic. Now he's in Taiwan, but he's creating a Spanish course to teach people Spanish. Him and I bought the first Spanish course together. We went half and half and shared the password to Rosetta Stone. And we went through that thing, and the first lesson said, the kid is sitting under the wing on the airplane holding an apple. We like, yeah, this is stupid. Why would a kid ever be sitting under the wing on the airplane holding an apple? Why are you teaching us dumb stuff? Right? This is the stupidest lesson ever. Well, he went on as a teacher to develop his own curriculum on how he taught himself Spanish. And this dude is a genius when it comes to how he turned himself into, he's certified to teach Spanish anywhere in the world. As an American from like the outside of Chicago, he didn't grow up with nobody speaking Spanish, but he figured out a system that works for him. He tried all the ones that didn't work. And he said, man, so who should I target? You target Black dudes that want to travel, who need to learn Spanish, who are single. Target them, because that's who we were when that's what inspired us to do it. I ain't always have a family. I was learning Spanish because I could do this and ask them to dance, but I couldn't talk to them. Shoot. I got 3 minutes to dance, but I can't say nothing because I don't know what to say. Got to figure that out. Better practice my Spanish, right? Sell to yourself first. Does that make sense? Because you know all of the issues you ran into. Jadika, I would almost promise you, and this is just a guess, that if I had to identify the core audience for Jadika, it's probably people that are into holistic things. They're probably over the age of 50. They're probably African-American women who are always positive, right? I almost promise that's probably Jadika's audience. I wasn't upset when Speaker Hub became HBCU. Don't y'all see my Black ass up here every day? Of course, the people who want to listen to me, 90% of them look like me. I'm glad we got Linda and Bonnie here, but I know that most people, I know most people are going to look like me that want to listen to me, and that's okay. Is that their fault or my fault? No, it's life. But, if we want to get a larger audience, you know what I should do? I should get some people that don't look like me to bring that audience in. Does that make sense? But at first, I got to sell myself. So I'm not surprised that the people that come on here that bought lifetime accounts were entrepreneurial speakers that looked like me, that didn't mind my cookout jokes, that didn't mind the different things that were my natural personality. Is this making sense? So as you put your product out, understand your first customers are going to be you. And if you don't like you, I don't know what to tell you. Be better. I mean, because if you cheap and you do a bunch of refunds, your customer's going to be cheap and they're going to do a bunch of refunds. They just mirror you. If you take a long time to make long decisions, your customers they attracted to that. Just, I don't know if anybody wants to comment on that who want to argue. I'm willing to argue it, but I know. I mean, that energy. You start to build this tribe, and you're like, well, I got all these idiots I'm leading. Oh, shoot. I'm the head idiot, right? I got to be better. Let me get better, and I can better lead them. Because let me tell you something, and this is something that we know. You can never follow someone you don't respect. Nobody has ever worked at a job where they thought they were smarter than their boss, unless they were in a desperate situation. Now, over time, you may find out that you think you're smarter than your boss. But I tell my team all the time, if you think I'm stupid, remember, I hired you. So maybe that was a bad decision. Right? Yeah, he's dumb. Yep, I hired you though. So maybe that was a dumb decision. So understanding that the only way we level up our customers and their expectations is by us getting better. Does that make sense? So be sure that you're fit to lead with these courses. As Diana mentioned, there's a lot of people that aren't fit to lead that sell courses and trainings. One of the reasons why, and I do it with everybody, I don't think you've ever seen me not do it. John tells me, hey, I got this mind mapping thing, show it. I don't want to hear this BS. People be lying on the internet. Kevin, oh, I got a thing, my map process, pull it up. Pull it up. AJ, oh man, yep, show me. Why? Because we gotta become a source of truth for our customers. Does that make sense? We gotta be when they say, no, Diana said it, it's this way. Kevin said it, Jadika said I could rub my finger right here and it's gonna make my eyeball clear up, my glaucoma go away, or whatever she teach. I gotta trust it. Gotta fix this glaucoma. Right? But that's part of it. We got to be sources of truth for our customers. Why? In a world where AI is coming, right? AI is coming for information. So you won't, all this I'm selling information thing won't matter anymore. They can get the information right away. They ain't got to watch your 8 hours of videos. Right? I mean, you don't believe me? You think I had some questions while we was on that? While Diana was there? Guess what I did? It's off now. It went away. But I had my other chat GPT open, asking questions about how fast do you get paid out on TikTok Shop? Is it in 15 days, 30 days, 8 days, whatever? I wanted to know. Because I ain't got to go read their terms of service no more. It's already in chat GPT. Is this making sense? Now, let me say this last thing because we're 1 minute in overtime. Okay, I'll see you later. See you later, Camille. Here's the one thing that we do know is that coaches make a difference. If you're on this call and you're a speaker and you haven't figured out who you want to lead and who you want to coach up at least to your level, you probably should rethink your career. Because there are unlimited videos on YouTube for us to hear a great speech. But we can't interact with those people to get the coaching that we need unless they offer that product or service. And a lot of your revenue, 70% of your revenue as a thought leader should come off the stage. It should not come from you speaking. It should come from you selling a product or a service or a coaching program to people like you. So that's my call to action for today. We'll get into whatever questions you all may have, but define who you are as your ideal customer. Why? Because you can lead those people. If you hear me say I'm gonna give women relationship advice on how, I'm like, well, you should delete that. I ain't a woman. Well, I'm giving her relationship advice, right? What Diana said, hey, I'm gonna teach women how to get their man to do stuff that he ain't even gonna know. Cool. That is a great thing, right? We need that. But if I'm gonna teach men how to get more women, like, come on, unless you like chicks, I don't want to hear it. I'm going to the man with the deer on the wall. I'm gonna ask him. I don't want to hear theories about relationships. I want to know that you know your thing. But Diana is talking to her people. You see what I mean? She's telling women because she's seen it. My husband had no idea that I had tricked him. Cool. So, guys, moral of the story: don't tell your wives about Diana's course on how to trick husbands unless you're gonna get tricked. Now I know Nicole just went and bought that course because she tried to get her second airplane. No, I'm just kidding. But any other questions or comments? Hopefully this was helpful. I believe that more is caught than taught. But go ahead, Diana.
There's
You
I
are.
did, Angela. I ain't in the
have,
chat, so
two,
Ange got to help me.
two questions. They're technical questions. So I have PitchDB and Speaker Hub, and I've been looking at the PR thing, but I want to know, what do I need? I want to do the podcast and the speaking engagements, but I also want the PR side, and I want to get a lot of PR. So
Yep. So here's what Ange, can you, Diana you don't need PitchDB and Speaker Up. They're both the same because you were with us before we made the switch, right?
okay.
So if you pay for 2 subscriptions, I'll refund one so that you can get what you need, right? And can you put a request into Kamanzi to let Diana inside of the PR Pitches group?
Diana, can you send me your email address? You put your email address in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna be on you gotta we need your Facebook link also because you gotta join the group on Facebook.
So
I
It's
don't
the
think I'm
PR
on
Pitches Facebook.
Facebook. Can you add me too?
let me give her the link
Yeah,
because Kamanzi, their request to be a member, then Kamanzi verifies through me that they're one of our people.
yep, yeah.
Is that so? If I have the Speaker Hub, do I need the PR thing too, or that?
No. It's all the same. We just use it under different brands because most PR people don't want to speak,
Mhm.
and most people want to do podcasts don't want to do PR. So we just sell them to 3 different audiences. So you don't need both of them. You're good.
Okay, so I can keep Speaker Hub, and then if I join that group, that's going to teach me how to like do the PR pitches and things.
Yep,
Okay, bet. Let's go. Thank
yep,
you.
yep. We'll show you how you can get paid from the articles that you write. In Business Insider, Forbes, Success Magazine, whatever magazine you want to write for, they usually pay anywhere from $1 to $2 per word. And on videos, I think it's $3 per word or $1,000 per minute on videos, something like that. But he has all the calculations and he shows you the opportunities inside of the group. So when you get in the group, you'll see everything you need. And there's a weekly call every Friday where they do live training just like this. I do mine every day. He does his every Friday. They bring editors on with pitch requests, so forth and so on. But yeah, you're in the right place. Ange, what other questions? Oh, was that your 2 questions, Diana? Or did you have something else?
Yeah, my only one would be the follow up on how do I get in the group that you all are talking about.
Yeah, I think she put the link did you put the link in the chat, Ange?
I sent it to her. No, because
Okay,
it's on.
Ange sent it to you privately. So you check the Zoom chat and Ange should have sent you a Facebook link.
I got it. Thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions?
Yeah, there is.
Comments, concerns,
There's a
yep.
question in the chat. It was from Yvette. She says, I'm still getting errors. Is there a new date for the new Speaker Hub launch
Still getting errors in what?
on the new platform?
Yeah, yeah. So the date is being extended out. I'll show you what I've been dealing with all day, so y'all can see that this thing is always a work in progress. Let's see. So this is what's happening right now in the background. We're moving all the users over right now. So far we have 49,387 users moved, right? But that's what this is. This is the users being transferred literally live as we speak, right? This was the video I got of the progress. We have 65,000 that we have to move over. So the launch date is still this week. Just be patient. We got you. I promise you. Any other questions that was in the chat, Ange? No? All right.
No.
Any other questions for me, guys? Was this helpful? Does this give you another opportunity, another perspective on the business opportunity for you to promote your products and services, or if you don't have a product or service, to make money promoting other people's products and services, right? Super duper important, but understand that your main customer first will be you. You will lead other people just like you, and then you will expand that out as you get better, right? If y'all have no other questions, I'm going to hop off. Thank you for your time every day. Glad you had a great 4th of July weekend, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thanks again for joining us, Diana, and everyone else for your feedback and your comments. This was a good session. Thank you.